A very good evening. Welcome to the weekend, the 29th day of September 2023. A lot of politics taking center stage tonight. We'll also be taking you to the corridors of justice, and a lot of sporting action will be going down this night. We have all that and so much more in our broadcast this evening. Before we get into all of that, here are our top stories. Tonight on Lookup Weekend.
Whereas county governors are trying hard to discharge their duties as prescribed in the 2010 Constitution, the national government is, on the other hand, trying much harder to pull down their legs and suppress them.
We condemn the privatization of Mombasa Port, says Azimio leader Raila Odinga, as he castigates the national government for meddling in the county responsibilities.
Tumekuja hapa kubadilisha, to have a paradigm shift about the politics of our country. Tumekuja hapa kudhibitisha ya kwamba chama si matatu. Chama ni institution ya governance.
The journey to a mega party. UDA to start nationwide registration as the party holds its first NGC at the Bomas of Kenya, presided over by President William Ruto. It is an illegality. 3 Kenyans tell the courts as they petition to stop the National Dialogue Committee talks at the Bomas of Kenya. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Look Up Weekend. I am Nancy Nalima. Our sign language interpreter for tonight is Josephine Ouko. Do stay with us as we bring you up to speed with the latest that is happening in the 254. And as well, do let us know where you're watching, as from the hashtag is Look Up Weekend across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let's begin. Azimio Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party leader Raila Odinga has fired a warning to President William Ruto's government over the privatization of the Mombasa port and what he terms as interfering with the functions of devolved units. Speaking in Mombasa on Friday after meeting with governors elected under the coalition, Odinga said Azimio will not allow privatization of the Mombasa port. This comes as President William Ruto stresses that the Kenya Kwanza government seeks to work with private sector as opposed to privatizing the Mombasa port. Brando Kich Amwai begins our bulletin tonight.
Azimio One Kenya Coalition Party.
The port of Mombasa has been a subject of debate for the past 3 weeks after proposals by the national government to include the private sector in its operations, a proposal that has been rejected by different quarters, citing no public participation and inclusion of the local leaders. Azimio la Umoja has come out to castigate the president for his proposal to privatize the port. Odinga was speaking in Mombasa after holding a meeting with Azimio elected governors.
Privatization or concessioning of the port of Mombasa by the old administration remains a mystery. We are perturbed by the decision to have the port privatized or concessioned without public participation and the involvement of the county government of Mombasa. One would ask, why is the process shrouded in secrecy? What is the economic value of the privatization stroke concessioning to Kenyans, the people of Mombasa, Mombasa County, and the coast region as a whole? Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition does not support the planned privatization or concessioning of the port, and we shall resist it until the issues Kenyans have raised are openly and adequately addressed.
President William Ruto has, however, refuted the claim, insisting that it is not privatization but expanding the stakeholder base to the private sector.
Mambo ya privatization ya port ya Mombasa haitafanyika when we are in government. Niliwaambia kwanza ya kwamba nikifika ofisini, ile maneno ya kulete CFS Nairobi, ya kulete operations ya port ya Mombasa Nairobi, tutarudisha port operations to Mombasa, na tulifanya hivyo on my day one. Ile kitu mimi nataka niwahakikishie ni kwamba ile port sasa tunataka tuipanue vizuri na tuweke nafasi kubwa zaidi ya kuzalisha ajira na kuzalisha mali, kwa sababu ile port sasa iko na uwezo ya kuserve South Sudan, DRC, Rwanda pamoja na Burundi, hata pamoja na ndugu zetu wa Uganda hapa, na tunataka tuipanue kwa njia inayofaa. We are going to work with the private sector in that process, but the port will not be privatized.
Odinga has also called out the government for what he terms as meddling in the county government affairs.
That the national government should respect the constitution and stop meddling in the affairs and functions of county governments. They should desist from the current interference in the mandate of devolved functions such as distribution of fertilizer, construction and opening of markets, health sector, and commissioning of industrial parks.
The ODM leader also said the coalition will continue to push for justice for those who died in the hands of police officers during the anti-government protests. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
And in politics, President William Ruto now says in 1 year of his leadership, the country has made tremendous strides in achieving key campaign promises to Kenyans. The head of state has lauded the success of the fertilizer subsidy to farmers and notes that with time, the nation will start reaping the benefits of the program through reduced costs of living. Likewise, the head of state says plans are already afoot to deliver on other flagship projects such as housing and creation of jobs and universal health care, among others. Henry Tende with more.
During the UDA party's National Governing Council at Bomas of Kenya, the head of state took to the podium to explain some of the achievements his administration has accomplished 1 year in office, revisiting his key campaign promises anchored around affordable housing, job creation, improved education, among others. The head of state says his government has performed tremendously well since assuming office a year ago. One of the flagship promises of his journey to the presidency is the fertilizer subsidy program.
Mbali na kupunguza gharama ya mbolea kutoka 7,000 mpaka 2,500, saa hizi tunashughulikia gharama ya mbegu zingine, cotton seed, sunflower and others, so that we can begin the journey to reduce the cost of living, because it is the pragmatic way kupunguza gharama ya maisha.
Closely tied to the program, President Ruto says the country will be importing yellow maize that will go a long way in producing adequate animal feed.
Tutakuwa tunaagiza yellow maize duty free, na tumekubaliana na wizara ya kwamba tunataka kupunguza gharama ya chakula ya mifugo yetu.
On the job creation agenda, President Ruto is adamant much has been done to address acute lack of jobs in the country, especially through the housing program.
In the last 1 year, tumeanzisha ujenzi wa manyumba 70,000 tayari. Na nikiongea na nyinyi, zaidi ya vijana 150,000 tayari wako kazini.
His government is also in the process of laying internet infrastructure to ensure Kenyans can work online.
Hawa wabunge wetu tayari tumekubaliana na wao vile tutakuwa na digital hub ama ICT hub katika kila ward. Tutapata nafasi ya ajira ya vijana wetu watakaofanya kazi wakiwa nyumbani pale katika ward, mahali inaitwa ama kazi inayoitwa digital jobs.
President Ruto also highlighted strides made in improving education through efforts that saw his government employ additional teachers while also instituting reforms in the CBC curriculum. On security of the country, the head of state says he has restored normalcy in places faced with insecurity.
Pale North Rift kulikuwa na matatizo makubwa, counties karibu 5 watu walikuwa walali, lakini mimi nataka niwahakikishie whatever it takes, we will make sure that those counties are safe and secure. Pia kupigana na mambo ya ugaidi na mambo ya Al-Shabaab na yale mambo mengine, tumeyaweka darubini sawa ili tuhakikisha kwamba we secure our nation.
The Kenya Kwanza administration has advanced affordable loans through the Hustler Fund program. This program and fertilizer subsidy, President Ruto says, is a clear testament his government is on track to better the lives of Kenyans. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
And staying on that, President William Ruto has told members of the ruling UDA party, eyeing different slots to prepare for grassroots elections slated for December with no expectation of his backing. Ruto told the National Governing Council, NGC, that those who aspire to lead the party must win the support of its membership. The president promised free and fair elections. Only registered party members will elect officials in their respective wards, constituencies and counties.
During the UDA National Governance Council conference on Friday at the Bomas of Kenya, President Ruto has remained adamant that the party was elected in as a ruling party based on its agenda as entitled in their manifesto, as he called on parties under the Kenya Kwanza coalition to join the UDA party.
Nataka pia nichukue nafasi hii niwashukuru wale waliokuja wakaungana na sisi, watu kutoka vyama zingine. Kwa niaba yetu tena, nataka niwaambie wale wote wa Ford Kenya, wa ANC, wa Chap wa kutoka chama zingine zote, I will not mention all of them, tuwaambie asante sana kwa kutuunga mkono ndio tuweze kupata huu ushindi.
Ruto has directed UDA leaders in the two August houses to debate and approve the Ward Representative Fund, signaling for the introduction of MCA's pension scheme as it is for the rest of the lawmakers.
Vile tuko na pension ya wabunge, pia tuwe na pension ya MCAs. Na hiyo pension tutafuatilia vile MCAs vile wabunge wanafanya. Vile wana contribute, MCAs wa contribute wapate pension kama wabunge wale wengine.
UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala reiterated that the party is in top gears with the registration of supporters all over the country, as he revealed for the opening of the new UDA office in Homa Bay County on 7th of October.
UDA has perpetually grown in membership from 54,000 members in 2020 to over 7 million members after rigorous party recruitment drive. We take pride in being the largest political party in Kenya. Honorable council members, we have a target of 15 million members by April 2027.
UDA Treasurer Japheth Nyakundi said the party, with a total number of 1,053 elected leaders, has received more than 344 million shillings funding from the allocation of political parties, with over 127 million membership contribution.
The party has so far collected out of you members 127,060,138 Kenya shillings. The party has also received 345,800,393 from the political parties fund. Honorable members, may I inform you that the member subscriptions amount has not been expended even a single coin, because we intend to acquire and build our own party headquarters.
Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja called on the president to raise the salaries of the ward representatives, while the chairperson of the UDA party, Meru.
And out of the corridors of justice, 3 petitioners have moved to court to challenge the ongoing bipartisan talks being undertaken by the National Dialogue Committee, claiming that the entire process is unconstitutional. As Mevin Gitembe now files the petitioners, argue that there was no public participation in the establishment of the committee, adding that the dialogue process happening at the Bomas of Kenya is majorly dominated by political elite who want the push for constitutional reforms to satisfy their personal and political interests.
Isa Elanyi Chamao, Patrick Karani Ekirapa and Paul Ngwenyo Kirui have moved to court to challenge the National Dialogue Committee, arguing that the National Committee is exercising authority not delegated by the Constitution or statute. The petition outlines that there was no public participation to enable ordinary Kenyans to understand and fully participate in the process. It goes on to say that the proposal to amend the Constitution must reflect the sovereign will of the people of Kenya, derived from a multi-sectoral consultative and participatory process. And if the National Dialogue Committee is not restrained, it will waste public resources in a process that is void and unconstitutional. The petition also cites that the process ignored public participation since it lacks legal framework to guide the collective of views from members of the public in an inclusive and participatory process. Majority Leader in Parliament Kimani Ichung'wah, Wiper Leader Stephen Kalonzo and Embu Governor Cecily Mbarile are the main respondents as the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC, Law Society of Kenya and Katiba Institute listed as interested parties. Mavin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
That story by Mavin Getembe takes us to a very fast break here on the program. So much more on the other side, including El Nino preparations and a lot of sporting action. Don't go too far.
Are you a civil servant and looking for financial breakthrough? You can now apply for the salary check-off loan from Juhudi Kilimo, a solution that is available for salaried employees that have a check-off agreement with Juhudi Kilimo. All you need is 3 months latest payslips, a copy of your national ID, 1 recent colored passport photo and your KRA PIN. For more information, call us today on 0709 692 000 or send an SMS to 20103 at no charge. Juhudi Kilimo, investing in farmers, transforming lives.
Are you looking for experts in waterproofing systems, concrete admixtures, flooring systems, refurbishment solutions, roofing, sealing and bonding, and building finishing systems? Look no more, as Sika Kenya got you covered. With over 113 years of experience, we offer our customers a comprehensive one-stop shop experience and the best technical support. Our products are available in all leading hardware stores and building merchants across the country. Call us today on 0711 140 232 or 0786 140 834 or email us on sales@ke.sika.com. Sika Kenya, building trust.
Welcome back. This is Look Up Weekend. Nancy Nalima here and Josephine Oko on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. The National Transport Safety Authority (NTSA) has called upon all road users to observe road safety measures to minimize accidents as the country prepares for the highly anticipated El Nino rains. The NTSA, while alluding to the Dere Smart campaign, has noted that many accidents are normally caused due to ignorance by road users.
The National Transport Safety Authority, through the Smart initiative, has sensitized drivers on the need to observe road safety measures during the heavy El Nino rains expected in the country.
Our caution is to all drivers that we need to be very, very careful as we drive on these roads. With the El Nino rains around, our roads are going to be flooded. Some of the areas that you least expected would have floods. You will find them. And the roads will tend to be slippery as we use them. Next week and thereabout, I know schools will be almost closing down because the exams are just around the corner. Again, we are reaching out to these drivers on our roads to query Dere Smart. Even as we pick these children from their schools and take them home, let us just be smart drivers. Let us be very, very careful drivers. That is really the clarion call that we are putting out here for all drivers within this Dere Smart period. Within that period also, we will be launching our highway code, and we'll issue this highway code to most of the drivers. We hope our CS will launch this very, very soon. And so once this is launched, we want to issue with the highway code. It's one thing to know how to drive, but it's another thing to understand the regulations, to understand the guidelines to what you are supposed to do when you're on that.
The authority has emphasized on the need for all road users to work hand in hand, while noting that most accidents can be avoided.
Our campaign the Dairy Smart campaign, we are really having this conversation with drivers that really, must we speed? Must we go to drink and then end up, driving, and then we end up causing this accident? So as we continue with Dairy Smart also has to be careful, has to understand the environment. Dairy Smart is a driver who will understand even his own vehicle. Dairy Smart is one who will plan his journey so well.
In a bid to fasten on the processing of digital number plates, licenses and collection of logbooks, the NTSA has extended its working hours to create more time for its customers. Beatrice Kageha, Lookuptv.
Moving on, as the country faces a shortage of edible oils, the Agriculture and Food Authority AFA has announced that it will in 2 weeks import 500 metric tons of sunflower seeds in a bid to resolve the acute shortage of the commodity.
As the country is expecting El Nino rains anytime soon, the Ministry of Agriculture through Agriculture and Foods Authority has plans in place to utilize the rains. The ministry says government will import about 500 metric tons of sunflower seeds.
We are importing 500 metric tons.
A meeting between Council of Governors and Agriculture and Foods Authority in Naivasha saw leaders strategize mechanisms on how the seeds will be distributed to the farmers. Homa Bay County boss Gladys Wanga, who represented COG Chair Anne Waiguru, says the project aims to mitigate farmers against effects of El Nino rains. Wanga saying the project will see farmers from 24 piloting counties benefit, adding it will create more employment opportunities apart from solving the acute shortage of edible oils in the country.
I'm here representing the Council of Governors, the entire governors team, and particularly the counties that are going to be running with the sunflower project. But I think it is a risk that has been outlined. But we will proceed because the risks are part of life. So we will proceed, but knowing that El Nino, yes, is a risk because if it overrains, then there will be parts of the country that probably will be affected.
Peterson Mthadhai, Agriculture and Foods Authority board member, says the importation will help government's big agenda of food and agriculture in the country.
Our government has been spending about 160 billion to import edible oil for our local consumption. And therefore, one of the greatest moves made by the government was to attempt to produce sunflower. So chosen deliberately because of reasons given that in 3 months' time we'll have harvested.
Officials say plans are in place to increase sunflower plantations from current 200,000 acres up to 1 million hectares in the next 5 years.
Our production, and we have agreed on how we are going to progress production of at least 200,000 acres of sunflower, moving it from just 4,000 acres previously. And we want.
Aludagail, Lookuptv.
Niliweza kuja kujua huu mchezo wa tatua tatu kupitia kwa program za K24. Lengo langu hasa haikuwa hata kushinda, lakini wakati nilijua wanasaidia jamii nikasema wacha nijaribu, na nisipopata nitakuwa nimewasaidia. Wakati nilipigiwa simu kwanza kutoka kwa studio, niliambiwa nichague kati ya tuktuk na pesa. Nikachukua pesa kwa sababu hapa na niko na kasi ya kulima avocado. Tatua tatu ni rahisi na haina mambo mingi sana. Ukishatuma tu hiyo pesa unangojea alafu utapikiwa simu. Ni rahisi sana.
Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Are you a civil servant and looking for financial breakthrough? You can now apply for the salary check-off loan from Juhudi Kilimo, a solution that is available for salaried employees that have a check-off agreement with Juhudi Kilimo. All you need is 3 months latest payslips, a copy of your national ID, 1 recent colored passport photo and your KRA PIN. For more information, call us today on 0709 692 000 or send an SMS to 20103 at no charge. Juhudi Kilimo, investing in farmers, transforming lives.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, tunayo habari njema zaidi. Uko na nafasi ya kujishindia shilingi 100,000 sasa hivi kutoka kwa wanakuza Biz hapa ndani ya Lookuptv. Kushiriki na kushinda ni rahisi tena zaidi. Chukua simu yako, nenda kwa M-Pesa, lipa na M-Pesa, paybill number andika 825454, account weka Lookup, kisha weke shilingi 99 peke yake. Kumbuka, unavyoshiriki zaidi, ndivyo nafasi zako za kujishindia zinavyoongezeka. Changamka mara moja, uweze kuwa mmoja wa washindi watakaotuzwa pesa taslim kila siku. Mchezo huu umeidhinishwa na BCLB na hauruhusiwi kuchezwa na walio chini ya miaka 18. Cheza kwa uwajibikaji.
As the night falls, we come to life to bring you a comprehensive broadcast from the numerous events happening across our 47 counties.
When it breaks, it matters, and each story is important.
If it's Thursday, join me, Nancy Lima, and my able panelists as we break down the law jargons and analyze the Constitution in a way only you can understand.
The news cycle never stops, neither does time. We cover each and every sector and present to you factual and accurate occurrences. This is where facts win the day. Join me,
Nancy Lima,
Ian Keitani, Tuesday, every Wednesday,
Thursday,
as from 9 p.m. on The Insight, only on Lookuptv.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na manjoro. Kumbuka, hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia, ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Lookuptv. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Look Up Weekend. Now, residents from communities living along the Kenya-Uganda border are now living in fear of the region's insecurity, which is affecting cross-border trade. West Pokot Senator Julius Murgor says that there is need for the intervention by the two countries to stabilize peace and improve the socio-economic livelihoods of the residents.
The livelihood of the West Pokot residents now hanging in the balance following insecurity in the region, which has become an obstacle for them to conduct across-the-border trade. This has in turn affected the flow of manufactured goods and agricultural products and grazing. West Pokot Senator Julius Murgor, who spoke at Alale areas, says there is need for intervention by the two countries.
Wapokot wa upande huu pamoja na Karamojong wa Uganda ambao wananyang'anyana ng'ombe na kunyang'anyana mifugo mara kwa mara, na kwa hivyo sehemu sasa kama ya Karita, kama ya Lokales, kama ya Kiriki na hata mpaka Kanyerus ambayo iko katika upande wa Kenya, kuna insecurity mbaya sana, na kwa hivyo naomba serikali yetu hata ya county na pamoja na county commissioner na pamoja na county commandant waweze kuingia katika sehemu hiyo ya Kanyerus na Kuyen ili kutuliza raia ambao sasa wanahama bila kujua wanahama wapi na wanaelekea upande gani ili iweze kutulia.
The most affected borders areas are Kanyerus, Karita and Amudat, where people have been displaced. Residents expressed their fears on how food prices have skyrocketed, farms and pasturelands abandoned, and hunger and malnutrition, especially for the young. Catherine Saina, Lookuptv.
The farmers in Machakos County have a reason to smile after Kenya Agricultural Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, launched Mkulima Shop, a place that will see the seeds sold to farmers. The move will see farmers cut on long strenuous journeys to the main office to access the seeds.
For many farmers across the country, access to good quality seeds has been a great challenge due to the long distance to the headquarters of Kenya Agricultural Livestock Research Organization, KALU, in Nairobi.
Na haja sana ya haya maduka ni kuhakikisha tumeleta mbegu iliyo bora, iliyothibitishwa karibu na wakulima.
On Friday, however, KALU launched an office at Kwamo Market in Machakos, bringing quality seeds closer to the farmers and prevent disease attack on the crops.
Tuko na extension officers in every ward to support the farmers, and therefore throughout December and January in every village tutakuwa na watu ambao they can help our farmers ili waelewe how to take care of their farms.
The new Mkulima Shop is the third to be launched after 2 shops in Mtwapa, Kilifi and Matuga in Kwale. Farmers have been warned against buying substandard seeds from unscrupulous dealers. With Ukambani being in the arid region, KALU has noted that drought-resistant seeds will be available at the shop. Janet Koech, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Time now for us to get sporty. Albert Kimaira is a master of his boxing art and uses it as his main tool of trade. Our reporter Brian Mose pitched camp at his Majengo dojo as he prepares to lock horns with Chip Kamwolo from Malawi.
Born in the neighborhood of Majengo in Pumwani, Nairobi County, Albert Kimario found himself swinging punches and reading knockouts in the ring after a long stint on the football field. After serving the sport for a formidable regime, Kimario strongly urges his peers to join the sport discipline as an escape path from crime.
Nilikuwa nacheza boli kidogo, ila ngumi ikawa naangalia kwa sana. Juu kulikuwa na machampion kama na Wanyonyi, nilikuwa nawaangalia akina Nick Otieno hao.
As of now, the spirited boxer trains harder in preparation for the Bell Tiwaba International Superweight Bantam title scheduled for October this year. Charles Juma, Albert's coach, showers him with praises, echoing his dedication and hard work to his heart.
Na wengi wale wamecheza nao hawakumaliza round zile kama round 6 ama 8 hawakumaliza. Alikuwa anamalizia katikati. Hili inaonyesha mazoezi yanachukua kwa njia ile inatakana.
Juma is grateful for the sponsors of boxing, insisting their support has played a massive role in growing the sport in Kenya.
Ni ya profession sasa imeamka. Tuko na wadhamini wamejitokeza wengi na wengine wanataka tu wawe wadhamini wa kuipromote.
Albert Kimario will face off Chimkwapulo from Malawi in the month of October here in Kenya. Reporting for Lookuptv from Pumwani, Nairobi County, I'm Brian.
Thank you, Mose, for that. Now, the Kenya Open Golf Limited Board of Directors has named Ronald Kibara Meru as their new commercial director. Kibara, who is the immediate former chairman of the Board of Directors at Muthaiga Golf Club, succeeds Lawrence Kiambi, Group Chief CFO and Executive Director, KCB Group. Now, Vihiga Bullets and Ulinzi Starlets will face off in the FKF Women's Super Cup tomorrow at the Utali grounds. The cup serves as an opener for the Women Premier League new season. Ulinzi Starlets are the current champions. And beyond our borders, week 7 of the English Premier continues this weekend with 8 matches taking the lead tomorrow. Brighton travels to Villa Park to battle Unai Emery's side Aston Villa. Arteta's side Gunners visit Bournemouth at Vitality Stadium with an aim of securing 3 major points. Other fixtures lined up are as follows. And we've come to the end of the broadcast. We appreciate you so much for being part of this broadcast this evening. Nancy Nalima here and Josephine Oko on the sign language interpretation. And let me just sample a few of your feedback just before I leave as we usher in the weekend. Comments coming fast and thick right here on Facebook. Pablo Moja says he's watching from Ruiru. We appreciate you. And Nyaguthi Omudoni says, watching, keep up the good work you are doing. That is all the time we had for you this evening, but keep it right here. And of course, let's keep engaging across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel, as well as for you to catch up on the latest on what's happening across our 47 counties and beyond our borders. Our website, www.lookuptv.co.ke. But for now, it's a good night. Have a pleasant evening. Enjoy your weekend. God bless.